Good evening and welcome
Not yet.
to...
Not live yet.
We're not live yet? We're live now? Okay. Yeah, good evening and welcome to the 5th meeting of the 14th Council of the Town of Happy Valley-Goose Bay. I'd like to move forward with the adoption of the agenda.
So moved.
Seconded by, moved by Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs, seconded by Councillor Laurie Dyson. So we have a few visitors here today. So welcome to the council chambers.
Oh, Pukta, my buddy.
It's very appropriate for him to greet the SPCA with love.
Yeah. Service animals allowed, welcomed.
It's fantastic.
The more he tries to pat
Oh
it
my
down,
gosh,
the more staticer he gets.
Don't do that to me.
All right, so we'll just wait for a minute for our,
Yes.
for our mascot to say hello to everybody.
Mascot's got a nice wiggle.
Trips up.
I got
I
all the
don't know
love
if I
and you're
want
not
that.
getting any.
I don't know if I want that much enthusiasm. Oh my goodness. It smells like gas. You do, like it's like skidoo essence, yeah. I'm into it.
Get a balloon to stick to it.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Merry Christmas.
It's the most
Mayor
fun I've
Victor wants to remind everybody over the Christmas season for everybody to be safe. And that if you go there on the ice, that you should let your family members know where they're going.
Good point.
And from our family, Burn Search and Rescue,
My friend.
and Pilgrim, we want to wish everybody Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much.
And a Happy New Year.
And you too.
Thank you very much.
Don't get no ideas.
I said at the parade that Pukta needs his own parade.
Ah,
I said that.
2026.
Knocked off my bike.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Have a Merry Christmas.
Merry
Bye now.
Christmas.
All right, we'll start this again. So do we have any delegations? No delegations today, thank you. Correspondence is in the council package for review. Okay, so we'll move with the adoption of the previous minutes. Fourth minutes, November 25th, 2025. Can I have a mover, please?
So moved.
Moved by Councillor Dyson, seconded. Councillor Williams. Motion passed. So we'll move right into discussions from the Committee of the Whole, and we'll start with Councillor Rumbold, Finance, Administration, and Policy.
I do have to ask, do we have to adopt the minutes? We just adopted the first set of minutes. Do we have to adopt the second set separately? I thought we did.
There is only one set of minutes.
Okay, my agenda is, Kathy said, don't look at that one, look at the paper one. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong agenda. Okay, Finance, Admin, and Policy Report. During the Committee of the Whole meeting, Council was presented with a couple of property and business tax exemption requests under Policy F0009 from both the Libra House and the SPCA respectively, with recommendations to follow. We also had a request from the SPCA for a write-off of arrears taxes, and while a write-off may not be the route that we are able to go, we have been working towards something that we feel is a good alternative. We received a request for sponsorship of the 2026 Canes Quest race in a form of a monetary donation and or a promotional sign, a request for a donation of goods or a monetary donation from the local Girl Guides, and a request from the Salvation Army Kettle Campaign, all with recommendations to follow. Outside of our Committee of the Whole meeting, we also received correspondence regarding our municipality casting our ballot for the Urban Regional Director of the Municipal Assessment Agency's Board of Directors with a recommendation to follow. And we have some additional recommendations regarding charitable donations and HR matters. In our manager's report, our manager of corporate services detailed his monthly activities, which included ATIP requests, insurance renewals, and HR activities. We received an update on our low-income property tax relief applications, and to date, I am pleased to say that we have had 122 applications for low-income tax relief, with a total reduction of $113,752.65. Council has been meeting together with the CAO to review and discuss balancing the 2026 municipal budget. We can assure our residents that we have been working hard to prepare and present a balanced budget, and we will be holding a special budget meeting tomorrow evening here in Council Chambers, which will also be included in our live stream. There being no other finance and admin related activity, I ask that you accept my report as presented.
So moved. We have a seconder.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs. Any discussion? No discussion on the report. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, Mayor, I have 15 recommendations, and I am going to begin with a property tax exemption request, 257651. The Finance, Admin, and Policy Committee recommends Council approve 100% tax relief for property tax for 2026 for Power ID 257651.
So moved. We have a seconder.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs. Discussion? I wonder if you can just outline exactly.
That Power ID?
Yes.
That would be in relation, I do believe, to the Libra House, and as discussed in our Committee of the Whole meeting, they completed the application process. They were a late submission. However, our budget had not been finalized, so we were more than happy to accept the late submission, and they did fall into the 100% relief category. So we were able to approve that.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments? None heard. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
None against. Motion carried.
Okay, my next one is business tax exemption request 257651001. The Finance, Admin, and Policy Committee recommends Council approve 100% tax relief for business tax for 2026 for Power ID 257651001.
So moved. Do we have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Williams. Any discussion? Councillor?
Again, this also relates to the request from the Libra House.
Okay, thank you. Any further discussion? None heard. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
None against. Motion carried.
Okay, and my third one, property tax exemption 260300. The Finance, Admin, and Policy Committee recommends Council approve 100% tax relief for property tax for 2026 for Power ID 260300.
Okay, so moved. Seconded?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Councillor Dyson. Comment?
This one is in relation to a request from the SPCA. Again, same as the Libra House, they were a late submission, but as the budget had not been finalized, we are able to, and they meet the category required for 100% reduction.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments? None heard. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
None against. Motion carried.
Okay, business tax write-off 2603002. The Finance, Admin, and Policy Committee recommends Council approve 100% tax relief for business tax for 2026 for Power ID 2603002.
Okay, the motion's in order. Do we have a seconder?
I'll second.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs. Any discussion? Councillor Rumble?
Just to state that this is the business portion of the same application from the local SPCA.
Thank you. Any other discussion? None heard. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next
Okay.
one, please.
Property tax exemption and interest write-off 260300. The Finance, Administration, and Policy Committee recommends Council deny tax relief for property tax and interest for 2024 and 2025 for PAR ID 260300 in the amount of $6,335.04.
Okay, motions on floor. Any seconders? Do we have a seconder? Councillor Odell, comment, please? Any comments?
This is a interest write-off request from the local SPCA, and as I was able to present in my report, that although we may not be able to provide a write-off, I do feel that we have come to something that would be beneficial, and that will follow in a different recommendation.
Thank you. Any other discussion? None heard. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None against. Motion carried.
Okay, next one is sponsorship request, Cane's Quest. The Finance, Admin, and Policy Committee recommends council approve an in-kind donation of a promotional sign within town limits.
Okay, motion's on the floor. Do we have a seconder?
I'll second that.
Second by Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs. Discussion? None heard. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
None against. Motion carried.
Donation request, Girl Guides of Canada. The Finance, Administration, and Policy Committee recommends council.
I have to.
Oh, okay.
My daughter is on the Girl Guide, so I have to excuse myself.
Okay. Councillor Williams will just sit in the gallery until we deal with this motion. Okay, go ahead, Councillor.
Okay, I'll restart. Donation request, Girl Guides of Canada. The Finance, Administration, and Policy Committee recommends council deny the request for a donation to the Girl Guides of Canada, as the town does not provide donations for youth travel.
Motion's in order. Do we have a seconder? Second by Councillor Dyson. Any discussion? Councillor Winters.
Do we necessarily have to say for youth travel? Can we just turn that into like just any travel?
Girl Guides.
I believe the policy states specifically that it's for youth travel. Is that correct, CAO?
The youth travel policy was rescinded a number of
Okay,
years
so
ago
it's
by
not
previous
specific to
council.
youth. It's just we don't provide travel.
Yeah, that's what
Youth
I'm
travel.
too with it. Like I said, like it reads, this reads as the town does not provide donations for youth travel. Shouldn't it just say for travel? For future
There
purposes.
used to be a youth travel policy in
There used
place,
to be.
and it's rescinded.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. This is what I'm saying. Moving forward, if we do get anyone that, I mean, why are we just saying youth and not anybody?
Travel in general.
We don't,
This organization is youth.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you are correct, it's no travel.
Yeah, there's no travel. We don't provide, they say,
just the way
to
it's
me, it just sounds like you're just singling out youth and we're not, right, that's the way it sounds to me.
Yeah,
so.
no, agreed.
Just on that note, I don't support rescinding that youth travel. We've done it for years, and it was rescinded in the last whatever. But I think it should be discussed and put back on the table.
Yeah, we can certainly have that discussion at the next committee of the whole. Have that added to the agenda for further discussion. Can we do that, please? Okay. Any other discussion? No? None heard. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None against. Motion carried.
Me.
Councillor, sorry. Councillor Compton Hobbs, for the record, is against. Councillor Williams, you can come back to your seat, please.
Okay, my next one is a donation request for the Salvation Army Christmas Kettle Campaign. The Finance, Administration, and Policy Committee recommends council approve a monetary donation of $2,500 to the Salvation Army Christmas Kettle Campaign for 2025.
So moved. We have a seconder.
I'll second.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs. Any discussion? None heard. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
None against. Motion carried.
Okay, my next one. The Finance, Administration, and Policy Committee recommends that council complete and return an enclosed ballot for the Urban Regional Director on the Municipal Assessment Agency's Board of Directors.
So moved. Seconded by Councillor Dyson. Any discussion? Councillor Rumble.
Just for clarity, Mayor, this is an item that didn't come to our Committee of the Whole, but we did receive email correspondence in between the Committee of the Whole meeting and this meeting, so council is all well-versed on the selection process and has come to a consensus.
Okay, thank you. No further discussion? Okay, we'll call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
Okay, my next one. The Finance Administration and Policy Committee recommends council approve a monetary donation of $5,774.40 to the Happy Valley-Goose Bay Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, SPCA.
So moved. We have a seconder.
I'll second.
Seconded by Councillor Dyson. Any discussion? Councillor Rumble.
Thank you, Mayor. As I stated earlier, we were not able to do a tax write-off, so I think amongst council, the discussion was had, and this was kind of to get us to that happy medium where, although we couldn't write off previously owing taxes, we could provide the donation that would go towards the outstanding arrears.
Okay, so this would essentially remove all those arrears?
I think there's like a few $100s short, Council
But that's
Rumble?
the interest part of it, I believe.
It's a difference of, I believe, approximately $600, but we would be taking probably 95% of the debt away in the form of a donation.
Okay, thank you. Any further discussion? None heard. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, my next one, the Finance Administration and Policy Committee recommends council approve a monetary donation of $5,000 to the Happy Valley-Goose Bay Ground Search and Rescue Team.
So moved. Seconded by
I can second.
Councillor Winters. Any discussion? None heard. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
None against. Motion carried.
Okay, my next one, the Finance Administration and Policy Committee recommends council approve a monetary donation of $1,475.60 to the Lake Melville Ministerial Association.
So moved. Seconded by Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs. Any discussion? None heard. Call for a vote. All in favor? Aye. None against. Motion carried.
Okay, Mayor, I miscounted because I said I had 15 recommendations and one was a double, so I only have 14. So I'm going to read my next one in a reverse order, just so that we can leave the last one that has some conflict there. So the next one is the appointment of Director of Corporate Services. The Finance Administration and Policy Committee is pleased to recommend that Council appoint Vikram Malik as the Director of Corporate Services with the town of Happy Valley-Goose Bay.
Thank you. Motion's on the floor, seconded by
All of us.
Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs. Any discussion? Councilor Rumble.
Thank you, Mayor. Just for clarity, so when the town hires a director or appoints a director, that is something that goes through council. Normally, you won't see hirings or HR matters. I'm looking at the CAO because she has something to add. But I think that's the reason that this one has come to our public meeting. Is that correct?
Yes, directors are considered department heads under the Towns and Local Service District Act.
Okay.
And as such, council has the ability to appoint department heads.
Okay. And it's also worth pointing out that Mr. Malik is a current employee and who we really appreciate his hard work to date. So we're very happy, I think, as a council, as Deputy Mayor said, everybody is in favor because, you know, he's going to move into a new role, but he's not a stranger to the Corporate Services Department of the town.
Thank you. Okay, we'll call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
None against. Motion carried.
Okay, my final recommendation is regarding the tourism accommodation tax bylaw, so I'm going to stop and allow.
Yeah, I would have to declare a conflict of interest in this because my employer is directly involved in booking hotels, Airbnbs, and renting rooms throughout Happy Valley-Goose Bay. So I will recuse myself from the, participation in this matter. I will not take part in any debate or vote and will step aside to ensure that council's deliberations remain impartial and transparent. So I'll remove myself from the table.
Gavel to the deputy.
And the,
And I'm also in conflict with this one, not as eloquent as our mayor, but I run an Airbnb.
Okay, so,
Okay.
Mayor Burt Pomeroy and Councillor Williams have left the room or gone to the gallery, so
Okay.
continue on, Councillor Rumble.
My recommendation, the Finance Administration and Policy Committee is pleased to recommend that I'm reading Vikram again. The Tourism Accommodation Tax Bylaw. The Finance Administration and Policy Committee recommends that Council approve the Tourist Accommodation Bylaw as presented.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Rumble. The motion has been made to accept the tourist accommodation tax bylaw. Do we have a seconder?
I'll second it.
Second by Councillor Odell. Discussion. Councillor Rumble.
Thank you, Deputy. Just wanted to, just for clarity purposes, the tourist accommodation tax bylaw is something that is new to the municipality of Happy Valley-Goose Bay. However, this is something that was just recently under the Towns and Local Services District Act brought to fruition, where we have the ability to make this bylaw. So we're bringing this forward today because in order to make this change to our municipality, it requires the adoption of a bylaw so that we can regulate this this tourist accommodation tax.
I think it's important to note too, for the public, that this tourist accommodation tax is happening everywhere. Goose Bay is behind the times on it, and it's 4%. It's not a lot of money, and I think it was clear that this accommodation tax funding would be used to go back into the community. It's mandatory that it go back into tourist dollars within our town. And we've asked operators to be involved in how that money is going to be spent. So I think the public should be aware of that, and the people that are going to be paying that 4%. It's not huge. It's 4%, and you travel anywhere, you're paying it wherever you go. So we're behind the time. So I think it's time that we get this in place, and yeah. So and it's going to go back into go back to improving trails, whatever. So to get an advisory committee set up to see where this money is going to go back and better our community is a good move. Any other discussion?
I think it's important to note that when this was put to the public, it was put to look for information down the road on what this collection amount would be used for. And I think it was misinterpreted to think that people had the ability to object to it, when that's not the case. And the tourism, what's being put in place is something like the deputy mayor said. It's everywhere in the province. So we're just catching up to the rest of the province. And I just, I fully support this as a former hotel operator, knowing that the entirety of this money, except for I think it was a small administrative charge, would go back directly into tourism initiatives, and I think that's important to note.
Thank you, Councillor Dyson. I also wanted to mention there was some feedback on short-term rentals, Airbnbs, and I encourage everyone out there who got an Airbnb to register. You are legally responsible to register with the province, and short-term rentals should be paying something somewhere along the way too. So this council will be looking at that moving ahead. There was some concern from some of the hotel operators about short-term rentals and Airbnbs throughout town. So we will be looking at that as we move forward too. Any other discussion? Councilor Williams?
Just want to ask the CEO, I know we mentioned it in our discussions, but this is not being implemented right away, right? We're not asking anybody to make any changes immediately. We're giving them time. I think it was April 1st is when we have to, which gives us time to present what we're presenting to the owners, and so that they have time to adjust just as well as we do. Am I correct? April 1st?
Yeah, so this will be adopted today.
Yes.
And then April 1st is when it'll be effectively implemented. So that gives us the time to discuss with the people that's going to be, or the business owners that's going to be affected by this, to sit down and have discussions on how we move forward with this money to better the community itself for tourism. Again, a lot of people say we're not in that era of tourism in Happy Valley-Goose Bay, and more business and whatnot and so forth. But again, to get to the next level, this will help us get us to a tourism community and draw more people here for what we have to offer. So it's a good initiative, and I think it's worthwhile that people get on board with this and move in the right direction.
Councillor Rumble.
Thank you, Deputy. My final comment, I just wanted to say I as well am in support of this bylaw. But further to what Councillor Dyson had said, that we had it appeared to be some misunderstanding of the request. So again, to reiterate to everybody who is involved that what we actually asked for was input. We value the input of everybody involved in tourism. We want to hear the positives that they think, initiatives that could be made to advance our community in tourism. And so this will generate the revenue that will give us that ability. As far as some pushback regarding who travels to Happy Valley-Goose Bay and why, I looked at my hotel bills today. I traveled for medical to St. John's, Newfoundland, and I paid tourism accommodations tax. I traveled for work to Ottawa, Ontario, and I paid tourism accommodation tax. I was there not as a tourist in either of those scenarios, but the money that they took off of my hotel bill went to improving tourism in those areas. And I'm sure that, they were able to improve so much of their areas due to that revenue. So, again, not a source of anything other than improving our municipality.
CAO Macaulay, can you just clarify for the public the piece that we did put out there, but just seem people misunderstood it, about mandatory, that the money is used, how much of it is used for admin fees and back into tourism?
Thank you, Deputy. The province, under the Towns and Local Service District Act, allows municipalities to put in a tourist accommodation tax of up to 4% with a bylaw in place. And of the tourist accommodation tax that is collected, only a maximum of 12% can be kept for administrative purposes. The remaining 88% must go towards tourism initiatives. So whether it be something small, an event you do for tourists, or if you save up the money to build something or develop something for them for tourists to come, and everything that that helps tourism, helps our economy in town for everybody.
Thank you for clarifying that, CAO. So I think it's a good thing, and I'll call for a vote if there's no further discussion. So all in favor?
Aye.
So that's, motion is passed. So I call the Mayor Pomeroy and Councillor Williams back to the gallery, to the chamber.
So having left that one to the end, that concludes my recommendations. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Rumble. Okay, we'll move right along to Community Planning and Development, and Councillor Dyson, please.
Thank you, Mayor. The Community Development and Planning, Community Planning and Development had a busy month, actually. There was a lot of meetings with some of them. I'll just highlight some of them. Newcomers to Canada Working Group under the NL Immigration Integration and Integration Department. Econex and Quest Canada meeting with Seth Leon and Sarah Jafari. The CRI Happy Valley-Goose Bay workshop. Those were online. There was a lot of in-person meetings, of course, as a new council as well, getting up to speed on different groups and stuff. The public safety gathering was well attended. The council met with Healthy Waters, Labrador, with the RCMP. Kathy did some information with the East Scribe meetings. Of course, we've had a few glitches, but seems to be working out, and we're back on track. We've met with the Chamber of Commerce on economic development issues, as well as the Goose Bay Airport Corporation, and budget meetings, of course, are ongoing. There was a lot of events within the community. The Housing Coalition ribbon cutting event was huge. The YMCA Peace Medal presentation, the Chamber of Commerce Awards Night, Bridges to Belonging with the Chamber of Commerce as well. Margaret did some training and has provided, well, she's provided some staff training on the social media policy. We've received the Take Charge NL Luminary Innovation Award and the CIB Atlantic Edition Certificate of Participation also arrived. Funding applications for the MMSB Community Waste Diversion Fund, accessibility survey with the public, and there's flyers in the post offices, and the YMCA, the co-op, hospital, and the library. The survey link is available on our website. There's also been some connections made with bringing back some cruise ships into Happy Valley-Goose Bay, so that's encouraging. The social media engagement has been busy. We have an updated YouTube page, of course, with our live council meetings, and the Committee of the Whole is also live. The Instagram engagement figures were huge, with, I think, over 15,000 views. With regards to the bus route, I think the numbers for November were 644 customers or travelers with the electric bus. The monthly report from Randy Dillon's department, of course, community planning. He's been busy digitizing, mapping data, and the civic numbering system, of course, is ongoing. There's still a huge issue with houses not having accurate numbers or numbers at all, and it's causing some issues with enforcement and response. There's also work updating the public procurement files with the record keeping and the Crown land applications and the bus implementation and resident inquiries. There's nothing new on facilities and equipment. And I think the new engineering technician started? Yesterday. So that's good, that position is filled. There is an ongoing list of compliance letters that was sent out, and of course, we had already talked about the Airbnbs and the tourist accommodation tax. And Randy also noted some discussions with regards to the third lane at going into Mealy Mountain. That's kind of been stalled, I guess, with the change in leadership, but hopefully we'll get something on that soon as well. And the dilapidated buildings on Crown land, the CAO wrote a letter to the minister outlining ongoing issues with dilapidated buildings, and that's ongoing as well. And I ask that that report be submitted as read, and I have one recommendation.
Okay, thank you, Councillor. Motion moved to accept the report. Do we have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Odell. You have all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None against. Motion carried.
And just the one recommendation, the Community Planning and Development Committee recommends council approve the home-based business application at 43 Spruce Avenue for the Beauty Room, which will provide beauty services and nails out of their residents subject to compliance with all town regulations and conditions.
Okay, so moved. Do we have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Williams. Any discussion? None heard. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None against. Motion carried. Thank you, Councillor Dyson. So we'll move right on to the next committee report, and that would be, keep up with it here now. For Protective Services and Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Some discussions that were held at committee of the whole meeting, and some meetings and things that happened within the last month or so. Of course, the community wellness safety plan survey is online. I encourage everyone to go in there and fill it out. It's very important moving forward, around the community safety plan. Brian Davis has a website set up, and it's a good opportunity for everyone to go in there and fill out that survey. So if you haven't done it, you should do it. Around public safety, our funds are almost ran out that we received from the previous government. We did have a meeting with Minister Leela Evans and MHA Keith Russell, and when they campaigned, public safety was one of their top priorities. So we've asked that we get that $500,000 replenished that's about to run out that we received previously. And I think it's important for our community because there's still ongoing public safety concerns for sure in our community around residential areas, businesses, and we're hopeful that the PC government, Minister Evans and MHA Russell, will come through on this public funds that we desperately will need moving forward. We talked, when we met with Minister Evans and MHA Russell, we also talked about the third lane at Muley Mountain Collegiate that we've been talking about for the past couple of years. We're hoping to get some movement on this as well. It's important for safety around that school zone. The third right-hand turn that could be easily installed there, and it's important. Fireworks bylaw. Council has discussed it previously. It has been emailed to council. I still think that council should read that bylaw and weigh in on their thoughts on it. It's important because the next step is legal. And, I've heard some different comments, and I know that there's residents out there that are still concerned with this fireworks bylaw. And before we send it to legal, we should be sure what we're putting in there and that we're all comfortable with it. So I think, just, the council, it's in your email. You should take, the time to read it and come back with some feedback for our Director of Protective Services, Brad Butler. RCMP report. 2024, we had 672 calls. 2025, we had 510 calls. So I encourage everyone, you see anything illegal happening out there in the community, call in. It's important. It's very important that these incidents be documented and there's data. So I encourage you to keep calling. And that's it for me. That's my report. I ask you to accept my report as presented.
Okay, thank you, Deputy Mayor. We have a seconder to accept the report. Councillor Dyson, any discussion on the report? None heard. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None against? Motion carried. Any recommendations?
No, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. All right, we'll move on to the next report, and that would be
Municipal services.
Councillor Williams, please.
And I have
Municipal Services.
And I have some resolutions tonight, so that's exciting for municipal services because I think it's my first time. For the Committee of the Whole meeting and our summary of the last month, we have, and I've already summarized this in the Committee of the Whole, we did have some work completed on lift station upgrades. There has been Loring Drive upgrading. The lights have been installed, and there has been still some maintenance ongoing with that. So we did speak about it. Mr. Dillon had spoke about it last time, about the left-hand turning lane and how that's going to be fixed. Again, the bike trail upgrades, the paving has been completed. And further to this, we have transitioned to winter maintenance, and a reminder to all residents to slow down when driving. We certainly do have our maintenance out. We certainly do have our snow clearing out as soon as any snow comes down, but just a reminder to residents. Snow markers will be coming out soon as well. And then we did have the winter shutdown of seasonal facilities, and that has been completed. So I ask you to accept my report as presented.
Okay, so moved. Seconder? Seconded by Councillor Dyson. Any discussion on the report?
Mayor, I just wanted to add that when we were at the last meeting, the engineer told us that the part was on the way and it was going to be here the next week. That was a month ago, or almost a month ago. And the part is here. and it's still not installed for that left turn arrow, and that's concerning, like, it doesn't take that long to go up there and install that left arrow turn, so. He's not here to give an update, I don't know if the CAO knows anything different or not.
I don't have any update on that, but I don't believe the contractor's still in town.
No, he was gonna contract, what he told me, he was gonna get another local contractor that's capable of doing, to install it, and I don't know if he did or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other discussion? None heard, call for a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None against? Carried. Okay. You have some recommendations, Counselor.
I do. The first one is, sorry, I have several papers, and it's my first time again. Okay. Be it resolved that the town of Happy Valley-Goose may submit a revised capital investment plan application to the Department of Municipal and Community Affairs for Canada Community Building Funds in the total amount of $340,784 for riverbank stabilization.
Okay, so moved. We have a seconder. Counselor Dyson. Any discussion? Counselor Rumble.
Mayor, I think it's my understanding that we're resubmitting this because, or submitting a revised, not resubmitting, but submitting a revision because we weren't able to successfully get any tenders on this. So it's unfortunate. No, that's not why. Okay, I'm looking at the CAO. How come it's revised? Is this, because I know we've been struggling with the riverbank stabilization, right? It's not something that we don't want to get done. It's just that we've had hurdles.
Yes.
Yeah.
So these are motions for applications to the Canada Community Building Fund, which is our gas tax fund, based on our budgeted projects that we discussed during the budgeting process. So once we finalized the list of projects and figured out the amounts that we actually need and can avail of, the engineer had to create motions for those amounts for those various projects, and they have to be individual motions. We can't just ask for one lump sum for projects.
Yeah, so we'd have to basically, some of these projects are carryovers as well, so.
Yeah, because some of them started this year, some of them were approved this year and will happen next year. Yeah, this is not the tendering for
Okay.
the work.
This is the motion for the money.
Yeah.
To carry the funds
Carry-
forward.
To
carried over.
request
Request of funds.
Okay.
more funds.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, any other discussion? None heard? Call for a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
None against? Motion carried.
Okay, number 2 is be it resolved that the town of Happy Valley-Goose Bay submit a revised capital investment plan application to the Department of Municipal and Community Affairs for Canada Community Building Funds in the total amount of $14,509 for arena heating.
So moved. Do we have a seconder?
I'll second.
Second by Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs. Any discussion?
Finally.
I'll vote twice.
Counselor Winters, please.
This is all the same as previous, right? All this
Yeah.
was
Yes.
approved last year, and we're just trying to carry it over to this year.
Yeah, correct.
We motioned.
Yeah. All
So
right,
it's
any
not
other?
new money, it's,
It's additional funds
yeah, okay.
for projects that are already in place.
To finish the project.
Finish the
Yes.
project.
Yeah.
Okay, any other discussion? None heard, call for a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, none against, motion carried.
Number 3, be it resolved that the town of Happy Valley-Goose Bay submit a revised capital investment plan application to the Department of Municipal and Community Affairs for Canada Community Building Funds in the total amount of $444,127 for 2024 road resurfacing for Grenfell Street.
So moved. Do we have a seconder? Counselor Dyson. Any discussion?
Another one that's desperately in need of upgrades.
Sure. Any other discussion? None heard, call for a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
None against, motion carried. Next one, please.
Number 4, be it resolved that the town of Happy Valley-Goose Bay submit a revised capital investment plan application to the Department of Municipal and Community Affairs for Canada Community Building Funds in the total amount of $93,676 for sewage lift station upgrades, Phase 2.
So moved. Do we have a seconder? Counselor Rumble. Any comments? Any discussion? None heard. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None against. Motion is carried.
Number 5 for me, be it resolved that the town of Happy Valley-Goose Bay submit a revised capital investment plan application to the Department of Municipal and Community Affairs for Canada Community Building Funds in the total amount of $1,012,119 for bike trail upgrades.
So moved. We have a seconder.
I'll second that.
Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs. Any discussion? None heard. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Against? None against? Motion carried.
And the last one for municipal services, be it resolved that the town of Happy Valley-Goose Bay submit a revised capital investment plan application to the Department of Municipal and Community Affairs for Canada Community Building Funds in the total amount of $94,652 for Town Hall HVAC.
So moved. We have a seconder? Councillor Dyson. Any discussion? None heard. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None against. Motion carried. That's it. Thank you, Councillor Williams. We'll move right along to Community Services and Recreation. Councillor Winters, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a review of the summary of the CSR Director's report for December. Summary of operations, Town and Tune. Council has met with Town and Tune representative and will be proceeding with the event. More detailed information about the program will be available in the new year. Age-friendly community action plan. Our CSR program coordinator is reviewing the report and identifying potential committee members. Figure skating. The regular programming is taking place with no major issues. Funding. Canada Summer Jobs is open for application, and we will submit an application as it supports our summer rec program and the landscaping team. The Sports Hall of Fame. There is no progress to report this month. Programming. Working with Queen of Peace on the possibility of running an after-school program in partnership. Looking to run a pilot session of 60 minutes per week. This is ongoing as of to date, and we have 15 children participating. Labrador Regional Wellness Coalition. Next meeting is scheduled for this month. There is no report as of the date of this meeting. What happened recently is our tree lighting. Our team has spent a lot of time decorating for Christmas. The town hall tree lights were removed, the trees were pruned, and new lights and a new tree top were installed. Kingston Park is decorated. We have removed lights from Husky Park trees, and they were pruned as well, and new lights installed in the Labrador flag colors. The actual event for tree lighting took place on December 4th. Something new was the addition of an outdoor winter market. The community was invited to Kingston Park after the tree lighting for an enchanted walk and an outdoor winter market. It was well received despite several vendors pulling out at the last minute. Those vendors that did participate sold out relatively early, and we intend to provide this for years to come. Santa Claus Parade. The event took place on December 6th. Theme contest winners were Grade 5 Madam Rex's class with a Christmas movie as their theme. There were 4 classes submitted this name. The class received an hour of ice time for the winning entry. There were over 20 floats entered this year, and the winners were Best Illuminated Caballado, Best Adherence to Theme Air Borealis, Best Decorated Filipino Association, Best Commercial Big Red. Facilities and equipment. Arena. Daily cleanup and operations are in place at the arena. The adjustment on the ice system allowed us to provide better ice. However, we have been having consistent issues with our computer software, which will be resolved in the near future. The ice plant, we are waiting on the float. Simcoe has suggested that unless we are experiencing more issues, we should wait until the annual maintenance to replace the float. It should help offset the travel costs. Zamboni, we need to replace the blade motor. The part is ordered, but on back order. We are making ice without our laser system. The new staff had to learn the manual adjustment. Audio system issues, this is still ongoing. There is no progress since last report. Sound is operational, just doesn't meet all its capabilities. Advertising, all of our advertisers seem to be coming back. Curling Club, the Curling Club is now open and the club has started their season. Staff training, with the winter schedule in place, we are taking the opportunity to complete safety training. First aid and traffic control was completed by some staff this month. We will continue to monitor this opportunity. System reports, there's no report this month for our systems. Upcoming events, December 27th, rec hockey tournament, January 17th to 18th, tentative figure skating regionals, and January 23rd and 25th, the minor hockey Labrador Cup, the All-Star teams. I have one recommendation and one motion. Please accept report as presented.
Okay, so moved. Would we have a seconder for accepting the report?
I'll second.
Councillor Odell, any discussion on the report? None heard. Call for a vote. All in favor of the report?
Aye.
Aye. None against. Motion carried. You have one recommendation, sir?
I got one recommendation and one motion.
Okay, perfect.
So I'll go ahead with the motion. Stewardship agreement. The Community Services and Recreation Committee recommends that recommends to council that the town of Happy Valley Goose Bay continue the agreement known as the Birch Island Conservation Area Stewardship Agreement with Healthy Waters Labrador Incorporated for a period of 4 years and authorize the mayor and town clerk to sign on the town's behalf.
Okay, so moved.
Second.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs. Any discussion? CAO?
Just one quick note that the date of the actual signing will take place a little bit later when we can finalize it with the Healthy Waters group.
Okay.
They weren't able to make it this evening, so.
Okay, okay. All right, thank you. Any other comments? None heard. Okay, we'll call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
None against. Motion's carried. Thank you.
I got 'em.
You have one more? Okay.
Community Service Recreation Facilities Advertising Policy. The Community Services and Recreation Committee recommends council approve the new policy, recreation facilities advertising as presented, and it should be.
Okay, so moved. Seconder? Seconded by Councillor Williams. Any discussion? None heard. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. None against. Okay, thank you, Councillor Winters. All right, moving right along, with the approval of the checks. If Councillor Rumble could please put forward a motion to approve the checks.
The bottom of my pile. Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to make a motion that we accept checks in the amount, for the period of December 16th, in the amount of $2,043,633.39.
So moved. We have a seconder. Seconded by Councillor Dyson. Any discussion on the checks?
Just at the point out that the one check there is for the amount of 1.3 million for
Correct.
some,
I guess the CAO can answer that, but I'm assuming that's from the bike trail upgrades?
yes, it's a big lump sum,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
for bike trail upgrades, okay.
okay.
Any more discussion? None heard, call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, now we'll move into Councilor's Forum, and I'll start with Councilor Winters.
Thank you, Mayor. I know everyone's going to have a lot of things to say, so I'll just keep mine really short and say I'd like to wish everyone a happy New Year and a safe holiday, and slow down while you're driving because there's getting kind of slippery out there. That's it for me.
Thank you. Councilor Williams.
I'm not going on the Christmas sentiment, thank you, Mayor. But for me, I just wanted to talk about the last 2 months because it's been a lot of excitement, a steep learning curve, and a small amount of fear while I'm still adjusting to what we're doing here. But honestly, I'm starting to feel accepted. The community has been encouraging, which means a lot, and I do get a lot of messages for which I appreciate. But I want to truly thank everyone around this table, not just the councillors and our mayor and our deputy, but everybody around this table, all of our staff who work very hard all throughout the year, for the support, the patience, the great amount of patience, and quiet guidance that you've offered me. I appreciate every single one of you more than you know. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs, please.
Yeah, I wanna, December's always an exciting month for being on the council, it's a busy month. You know, the tree lighting, the Santa Claus parade, and the highlight of my night of being on this council is going to that long-term care and, you know, just spending time over there with the residents and seeing them all sit back and enjoy the singing and joining in and the food and you know, whatever else. So, yeah, December is a great month. It's gratifying month, I guess, is you know, you get to see, being a counselor, the impact you're actually having in the community in all different areas, right? Yeah, and the staff, I mean, look at the Santa Claus parade, look at the lighting, look at Kinsler Park, all the trees that are decorated, and there's lots of positive feedback from the community, and that wouldn't be possible without the staff. The staff put hundreds of hours into beautifying the community around this time of year. And, you know, hats off to them for that. They don't get recognized the way they should, but they certainly put in a lot of work when it comes to community events like this. I touched on public safety earlier, and I want to touch on it just briefly that, you know, the PC government campaign on public safety, I'm hoping they're going to come through for this community. We still have, you know, there was an arsonist out there. There's been no arrest. That is concerning. We need more resources on the ground, absolutely. And I hope the government is listening and are going to tune in and, you know, put something in their budget or come back and meet with this council again, because it's important in our community for everyone. You know, we're still hearing it in the community. There's still issues going on in the community. So it needs to be addressed and not overlooked, and I hope the government is going to follow through on their promises. Yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. I will say Merry Christmas to everybody. Have a safe, happy holiday, and we won't be meeting again till fourth week of January, so Happy New Year to everybody out there, and be safe.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Councillor Dyson, please.
Thank you, Mayor. First off, the parade, of course, was absolutely amazing, and I said it right after. Putka needs his own parade. Trying to get Putka to get down off of the hills and catch up with the parade was a full-time job. But he was well received, going to the vehicles of some of the older people who you know, found it a bit cold, and some of the kids that were a bit scared, but best parade ever for sure. Hats off to the organizers, of course, of the Steve Ramey tournament, a huge success as usual, and also great job by the teams that were in Churchill Falls last weekend. Lots of tournaments coming up. I encourage everybody to get out and watch some games and cheer for these kids that are giving it their all. I've said it before in many venues that I'm certainly in favor of a total ban for the fireworks inside town limits. I'm still not giving up that fight, but it is what it is. I just encourage everybody during this Christmas season to check on your neighbors, especially your senior neighbors. There's a lot of seniors in the community who could, you know, use a little help, whether it's cleaning off a step or, you know, taking a run to the post office for them or whatever. Just encouraging everybody to keep them in mind, and just have a great Christmas.
Thank you. Councillor Rumble.
Thank you, Mayor. I thought I was going to get skipped this month.
There
is a reason that I am long-winded, and it's because I think it's important for me in my counselor forum. What I like to do is I like to highlight the positive. And this is the one time every year, December month is the one time that you will hear me say something that is not positive, because I always start December Counselors Forum with saying that this is not the most wonderful time of the year for many people. And so it's very important that we be cognizant of each other and be sensitive to other people who may be struggling. I also really want to reiterate to be kind to service workers. The people in the stores, the people in the restaurants, they're doing a really hard job. And you may think that, you know, making a cup of coffee is not a big deal. It's a big deal. And so just be kind to the service workers, be kind to each other. So this is the one time that I'll start off with a not positive note. from there, I would like to move right into the positive. So, just wanted to say that our residents are overwhelmingly kind to each other. So I start off with a, please be kind, but we know it's very easy to fall down that rabbit hole where people focus on crime and cost of living and mental health and addictions. And these are things that we're all aware of. What doesn't get the limelight, what doesn't hit social media, is the number of times that we have people that are doing fundraisers, that are reaching out, that are providing services and helping each other. This is a very giving community. Time and time and time again, you will see people helping their neighbors. So I think it's really important. I wanted to say a huge thank you to town staff and to council but I also want to thank our residents. I just thank you for everything you do to make Happy Valley Goose Bay the kind of place where you know when somebody is in need and you do your best to help each other. So thank you to the residents of our town. Thank you to our town staff. Thank you to everybody here on council, every volunteer in our community. And then the couple of little things that I wanted to highlight were Winter Lights voting has the nominations closed on Monday. Winter Lights voting begins tomorrow, Thursday the 18th, and runs to Sunday the 21st. So if you've had that opportunity to take a drive around town with your hot chocolate and look at the Christmas lights, we had a process where on our social media you could nominate a residence or a business for the Winter Lights competition. So I encourage our residents to vote for your favorites, and you should see that on our social media tomorrow. There's also a notice on our social media about Kinsman Park now being open from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Another great opportunity to look at some beautiful lights. I think other councilors mentioned how hard our town staff worked to make that a beautiful setting. So, as the weather improves, take a nice evening to go and walk and take some photos. And so that's a lovely venue. Garbage collection is mentioned on our social media. So there are some changes to dates. If everybody could just, be aware of when the new garbage collection dates are so that we don't see garbage left on the side of the road. And it's also come to our attention through our garbage service provider that there are some instances where people haven't necessarily been very careful with what they're putting into the garbage. So if you wouldn't want to put yourself at risk of being cut or hurt or injured, you don't want our garbage collectors in that same situation. So just be cognizant of what you're putting in your personal residential garbage. And the last thing was Putka was here, and Val did the talking for Putka and said that they're encouraging everybody to be safe and, just use as many safe snowmobiling routes and options. But just a reminder that the shipping lane is still open. So it is very important. We don't want to see a tragedy any time of year, especially at the holiday season. So just like everybody to be mindful, to be safe, so that we can all enter 2026 with a safe, healthy, and happy community. And that is it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Rumbold. Last but not least, Councillor Odell.
I'd like just to follow suit with Councillor Williams with regards to being a new councillor on the 14th Council. It is an eye-opener. A lot of hard work put in to make decisions on behalf of the community, and it's a big learning curve as well. Just want to reiterate the importance that what we do here, it is the decisions we make and the conclusions we come to is in the best interest. It's for the best interests of the community and the residents. Not everybody's going to agree with everything that we do at every moment in time, but as a collective of 7 people, we discuss all opportunities and options to come up with the best solution for this town. With regards to Councillor Rumbold, on behalf of, myself and the council, I'd like to reach out to the community or to the town employees who put a lot of effort into the operation of this community with regards to snow clearing, just to decorations, making sure that the events that we hold here are done in a timely fashion, and it's presentable, and it's appreciated by the community, I do believe. So with regards to all of that, I also just like to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and be safe for the Christmas season.
Thank you, Councillor. Okay, so I prepared something so I wouldn't go off track, but I want to make mention about the short-term rentals and Airbnbs in terms of expectations on being, they have to be permitted or they have to be registered. They should be permitted and should be in full compliance with the town's regulations. But not all operators are taking these obligations seriously. We have problems in our community that we know we have to deal with this issue. For years, legitimate accommodations providers in our town have followed the rules. They pay their business taxes, adhere to land use regulations, and go through the proper channels to ensure their operations are safe and lawful. It doesn't sit right that some short-term rental operators may be bypassing these responsibilities by still competing in the same marketplace. So if they're running a business, they should be treated as a business. Requirements to file a discretionary land use application application and obtain council's approval is not just red tape. It's about protecting residents, ensuring safety, and respecting the broader business community. While operators ignore these steps, they undermine the trust and accountability that legitimate businesses have worked so hard to build over the years. So my concern is simple: unregistered and unpermitted accommodations put both the public and our economy at risk. And I believe we need to stand firm in ensuring that everybody plays by the same rules so that fairness and accountability remains at the heart of everything that we're trying to do in this community. Just another thing, I just want to extend my sincere thanks to council and to staff for the dedication and hard work over the last 3 months since we took office. Your commitment, especially throughout the budgeting process, has been invaluable in setting a strong foundation for our community. As we approach the holiday season, I want to wish you and your families peace and joy and a well-deserved rest over the holidays. And looking ahead, we have a lot of things coming up in the new year, a lot of challenges ahead of us, but there's a lot of opportunities too. And I think we need to take our challenges head on and in the best interest of our community and seize the opportunities as they come forward. With that, I will end it right there. And you have anything to say, CAO?
I'd just like to say that I hope everybody gets the opportunity to spend time with those that mean the most to them over the season.
Okay, thank you. Executive Assistant, Kathy, any comments?
Oh, it's just Merry Christmas to everyone, and like I said, hope you have a safe holiday season, spend time with family, and enjoy every minute that you
Thank
can.
you. And Miss Margaret, do you have anything to say?
Merry Christmas to everyone.
Thank you. All right, I'll call for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by Councillor Compton Hobbs, seconded by, meeting adjourned.